Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force. I hope that you're all having a good weekend. I want to have a little bit of an honest conversation here today in this video. I want to talk about a lot of the things that have been going wrong in Marvel Strike Force. I want to talk about things that have been kind of heated here in the community. And it's really sad, about the state of the game and state of Marvel Strike Force and where I think that this is headed because I am really concerned. Now, if you saw my blog video from the other day, I want to apologize a little bit for the expletives because I was super pissed, as you guys might imagine. Now, they did backpedal on this, and we're going to take a look at the communication on that. But they knew. Like, I warned them 2 days ago that they're walking into an inferno, and they decided not to do that. So I don't know if it was just they're just ignorant or just don't know what they're doing over there, or the right people aren't seeing things. I tagged the community team over this, and there was basically they didn't care. So why is it that, like, after it goes public, that they then care now? I don't know. Again, today's video is just going to be an honest conversation about my thoughts, observations, and things going forward. So let's get into it. Let's boil this down. Okay, so Temporal Dimension 2 requirements update. So a few things I have to say about this, but anyways, after reviewing the community's feedback, aka it went live, shit hit the fan, no one's surprised, because if you had seen this when I saw it, it doesn't take a genius to understand that, yeah, people are not going to be happy by the fact that you wanted to paywall a previously unpaywalled event. Regarding the Temporal Dimension Illuminati missions, our team has decided to adjust the characters required and send the community resources to thank you for your patience while we make the adjustments. Now, I want to talk about this part a little bit because it's unclear and it has not been confirmed. None of this has really been confirmed other than the fact that they are now going to make it, instead of 5, they're going to make it a 3. Now, if you've been following along on my Discord server, then you might have heard me talk about how the enemies on these nodes are, for 3 people, pretty oppressive. Like, there's some nodes where you have to fight a Gear 18 Secret Defenders team, level 90 plus. There's all sorts of different nodes. Honestly, there's a lot of Illuminati nodes. And this is just one example. And so I don't see how a Black Bolt and an Iron Man and a Mr. Fantastic, who are slow as fucking molasses, are going to get through this. Now, maybe that's the whole plan, is that you're not supposed to. They're trying to push you to buy said characters, especially Hank Pym. Honestly, Hank Pym probably will do it in a group of 4 because he's the support of the team. So maybe this is just some elaborate plan to sell more Hank Pym offers. I have no idea. But anyways, require 3. Feel free to use more if you have them unlocked. So they haven't said if they're going to retune the nodes, basically, because I think that what they said, and I want to kind of bring back to where's the blog post here? I want to bring this back up because their recommendations, as far as I've seen, is bullshit. I mean, it is the requirements, and this is what it was on the basis of 5 characters, so I'll give them that. If they do retune it, then that's a separate story. However, I will tell you that the 3 characters, in the Illuminati side, there's a lot of nodes here. What is that, like 4, 8, 10 nodes where you would just use the 3 Illuminati? I'm going to tell you that you're not going to get through with Gear Tier 14. You're fighting Gear Tier 18 enemies, and the speed of the rework characters and the kits, honestly, are pretty garbage. So that's just, I don't think it's going to happen. Anyways, they're sending out some free stuff. 10 Pym Pal orbs where you're probably not going to get any shards, because these are the crap orbs where, okay, you might get a few shards from the milestone, but realistically inside the orb itself, it's pretty garbage. It's okay for like early and mid game players, I guess, if you don't have the other characters in there maxed out, but for everyone else, it's pretty garbage. 10 flat Black Panther Shuri shards. Maybe this might help you get there a little bit quicker. We're going to cover the event video tomorrow on Sunday for the upcoming event on Monday, which is related to Shuri. Hopefully that you've been saving your ISO 8 energy from when I mentioned it on the blog post, because that'll help you maybe unlock her a little bit early, and if you save your gold, you might be able to add her in earlier before this goes away. So that's something to consider as well. But if you don't, then like Pocket Dimension typically only lasts for about 7 days. I think 6 or 7 days. 3 Armory, 19 orbs, 150 L4 training modules, and 8 Crimson Gear orbs. So the question is, are they retuning this? Are they retuning the nodes? Are they reconsidering those things when it was, originally designed for 5 people? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that. So the sections that are going to be a struggle boss, basically 8, node 8, that's the Secret Defenders one I was talking about. But essentially this section, and down here, and then when you get to the final nodes, you get to use them alongside Illuminati or Legendary. So honestly, at that point, it says or Legendary, so it seems like you don't even need to use the Illuminati if you don't want to. And then there's just below it, Illuminati or Mythic, and then Illuminati or Cabal, which is the final node, which is blocked by my frame. Either way, those are not going to be the problem. It's just the 10 Illuminati nodes that you're forced to use, in this case, 3 characters, or the paid characters. If you have the paid character, if you have the 5, there's not a problem, right? It's designed for the 5. If you have Hank, it's going to be fine because he's the support of the team. But with just Black Bolt, Iron Man, and Mr. Fantastic, I'm telling you, it's going to be incredibly difficult. Now, my Illuminati, I may end up doing on my main account just for shits and giggles and for funsies. Like I'm at the required what they're talking about, right? I could take Iron Man to G17. Black Bolt, I could take him to 85 G16 if I want to. A little bit more wouldn't cost me too much. And Mr. Fantastic, I don't want to, but I could take him up to 80 G15, something like that, and then see how we do. Right? I think it's going to be a bloodbath, honestly, unless they retune this. And we'll have to see. We'll wait and see what they do next week. It's supposed to go live on Tuesday. But this brings us to another matter. And I'm going to bring up this sheet here. It's called Boilon Bingo. I brought it up before. We've had so many problems here in Marvel Strike Force, especially since the start of July. But I would say that there's been a downward spiral, cliff drop is a better term. Things have gotten worse in the last 2-3 months than I ever remember it before. Like, things have gone up and down. Like, anyone who's been here for a while knows that things get better, things get worse, things get a lot worse, things get better, that kind of thing. But I think the last 3 months has been the first time where it's dropped consecutively and sharply more than I can ever remember. Now, I do want to give a special shout out to all of the content creators who have quit over the last handful of days, namely Tana, namely Run7, Purple Sticky, 3088 Gaming, I believe. Sorry, if I got the number wrong there, but we've lost 4 envoys in the last 72 hours. They've largely quit, as far as I'm aware. Each of them have their own different set of circumstances, but they're not happy with the game, the direction that Marvel Strike Force is headed, and some of these issues that have been arising over the last little while. And the reason why I'm bringing up Boilon Bingo, because I'm kind of striking out all the things that have happened lately. This happened yesterday on my video. I did swear quite a bit. Angry, when is Reddit not angry? Okay, but specifically related to Captain Britain, right? Free comp. That was to do with Sword Satellite, I'm pretty sure. Same with Broken Event. Same with Broken Leaderboard. Actually, the Broken Leaderboard was related to the Sasquatch, mapping the wilderness, free comp, Broken Event, all that sort. Technically free comp is coming. So there you go. Missing comp. The leader, not the leaderboard, the logging calendar that was supposed to go out the previous, it's now since been gone out, but regardless, it was stuff that was supposed to have gone out, which never went out, and then they had to go out like this weekend. Subject to change, probably. So let's say that, that Illuminati blog, right? Where they said that bait and switch, because they said that Cabal was going to be on there. It was just going to be Cabal for Pocket Dimension. Turns out it's both teams. I think that's dishonest. I told them that as well. Now this one, unfortunately, I'm not sure if this is going to pay. This might pass. This is supposed to be a monthly thing, and we're already striking out so many things. CC Store Farm, that's the leader in Cosmic Crucible Store. Horde Event, we had that. That's ongoing right now. Crucible Rank Drop, apparently that is not happening. I'm shocked, honestly. That was a tone-deaf response. I definitely think there's been a handful of those in the last 2 weeks. Definitely been issues. We'll take a look at the blogs as well. Bugged characters. I heard that there's something wrong. with, don't quote me because I haven't purchased Illuminati, but I heard there's something wrong with Black Panther Shuri, or just not as we expect it to be, anyways. The whole this one here, rework WTF, is basically if we see a patch character rework, I'm wondering why that character got reworked over someone else. This would be like Spider-Man Noir over Miles Morales, that kind of thing. For Spider Society. Hasn't quite happened quite yet. So there's still we've definitely hit some bingos here. We haven't filled out the entire chart, but there's still some time to come. But this kind of gets to like the state of the game when, I want to kind of scroll back out. I will give them one thing is that they put up a lot of blog posts related to issues. So we have here starting from July the 2nd, which I think was the first time, but like from then on, essentially, there was like all of these either issues, FAQs, clarifications, more issues, blah, 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 blah. There's so many blog posts, which you might say is a good thing. They're communicating. But why are we having so many problems in this game? How many of these are problems? Technically, this is a problem, right? Captain Britain awakened abilities in 8.2 release updates. Crucible, okay, we'll skip that one. Nexus hard campaign credit rewards, that was a problem that when the event went live. Mapping the wilderness leaderboard issues. Captain of Britain's awakened abilities updates, this was an issue because it was basically had to do with offers and people spending money. Sword satellite issues update, that was a problem. Dark Dimension 7, I don't remember. This is like the very last node, so I don't know about that. Sword satellite issues again. There's just been like, I don't know if more of these blogs that were like, some of them weren't even necessary. And like if the game was working properly, we wouldn't be having to do this. I don't know if they're asleep at the wheel over there, honestly, or they're just not communicating with each other. I think that from what I understand, and like from what I know, from being in the Envoy program, there's a lot of issues when it comes to communication. That's what it seems like. Honestly, it feels like I'm shouting into the void most of the time. Because I warned them. I warned them over and over again about, I don't know why I opened it again because it's already here, about temporal dimensions, and they refuse to acknowledge it. So what's the point? What's the point of me providing feedback if they're not going to take it or if they don't even care, right? And so we should just let them walk headlong into these fires, right? Then this happens, then we get the community response, which is natural, right? Because it's insane. And then sometimes we get compensation, and then they do something about it. Like, if that's what they want, but I would think that a game company, a developer studio, would want to deal with these before it becomes an issue. Am I crazy? So I'm just not sure what's going on in this game. I don't know where things are headed. I do know that they're really trying to push the limits here on the community and what is acceptable and what's not. They're really pushing paywalls more than they ever have before. Illuminati is just the start, probably, of some things to come. And I'm concerned, right? Like, if they're willing to try to push the community over Pocket Dimension, then what more are they willing to push in an attempt to paywall? Or is this some just large, elaborate 4D chess? Are we pawns in their game? That's what I'm wondering. Are they doing this on purpose to aggravate the community, to somehow backpedal and then say, hey guys, we listened. Things are going to get better. Keep in mind all the things I mentioned about that it might not be better because the nodes are, are tailored to 5 characters. Are they doing this in attempt, like some backwards way to get goodwill? By losing the goodwill and then fixing things and then trying to get I don't know what's going on. I don't know what their plan is. We had the disaster botched Monday Android rollout with the new characters on the screen, right? We had Odin, Gore, Thanos, Gladiator, and then Ares was in the files. And iOS still hasn't had the update. And I was wondering why, there's a big lack of like data mines this entire week. I think it has something to do with that. that the updates apparent I had been told actually that the updates got cut, like Androids couldn't update to the new update that we currently that most of us have now, and then people on iOS don't have the update yet either with the splash screens in the background. That's what I've been told. So I don't know what's going on. I think the patch is next week. Um, I don't think it was intended. You know, Scopely will be Scopely, and there's just a lot of mistakes happening, a lot of communications fumbling, a lot of communications not being listened to by envoys. I'm just going to go out on a limb and hope that the MSFPV said something about this. I imagine that they were looped in to things like the pocket dimension. I'm not going to speak for them, and then hopefully they said something. Don't really talk to them not that much, but I'm gonna hope that they advocated for free to play and free to play adjacent players who would have had issues with the paywall of Pocket Dimension. And I'm just concerned that this is a trend of something that's going to be coming and could get worse. That they're trying to push what our realm of acceptability is and how far is too far. Illuminati might just be the start of things to come, and we'll have to see. We're losing creators, we're losing community members, we're losing people that we've played with in this game for years because some people just have had enough. I'm going to ride it out until the sync ships, most likely, but I just wanted to let you people know how I feel and just the impressions that I get right now, especially after this past week. It was an absolute disaster. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as always, stay safe and healthy. I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing out. Please enjoy your weekend.